Both nature and history left their trace in Takovo Rudnik area, making it beautiful and unique. The former endowed it with tame woodland mountains, clear rivers and streams, the landscape which is beautiful regardless of the season. Many important events took place during its prosperous history, and the men who had changed the course of Serbian history left their mark here. New generations changed some of that heritage, but a lot of it remained the same. This relatively young town, settled in the southwest part of Šumadija, is located in the valley of the river Despotovica, and its altitudes from 305 to 390 meters. With its area of 836 square kilometers, it is among the biggest municipalities in Serbia. According to the census in 2011, it is populated with more than 45,000 people. Gornji Milanovac was founded by the Duke Aleksandar Karađorđević in 1853. He moved the district center from Brusnica to Milanovac. It was named after the river Despotovica, which runs through the town, and carried that name for 6 years. When the Duke Miloš returned to the throne in 1859, he named the town in memory of his half-brother Milan. Gornji Milanovac is one of the rare towns in Serbia whose detailed urban plan was done by the architects from Vienna. Admiring the appearance of the new town, Jovan Cvinić called it the White Swan on the Green Lake. Between 1880 and 1906, a lot of prominent persons were born here. Uroš Petrović, Miodrag Ibrovac, Milan Đorđević, Nastasjević brothers, poet Momčilo, painter Živorad, novelist Slavomir and musician Svetomir, Dragiša Vasić and Miodrag Jakovljević. Draga, who was the Serbian queen and the last ruler in Obrenović dynasty, was born in Gornji Milanovac in 1866. She was the daughter of Panto and granddaughter of Nikola Milićević Lunjevica. The first half of the 20th century brought to this town many temptations. A lot of inhabitants died and the place was badly damaged. During the famous Kolubara-Subobar battle in 1914, the headquarters of the commander of the First Army, General Živojin Mišić, was in the building of the district prefecture. From this place, the famous Serbian army leader made a decision to start the offense. In 1941, the town on the river Despotovica became one of the first free territories in occupied Europe in the Second World War. In order to take revenge, German army bombed and lit up Gornji Milanovac. On this occasion, 90% of public and private buildings were burned down, which shows the biggest destruction of this town during its history. The healing of scars from the hard past continued till the 60s. Under these conditions, it was planned to form a new, modern economy center from the ashes. Gornji Milanovac became this kind of center during the 80s and 90s. They carefully chose profitable production programs, which were successful not only at the domestic market, but abroad as well. There was an intermission in the economy of the town and all over Serbia in the last 2 decades. However, Gornji Milanovac didn't give up. Till the 90s, it was economical wonder. Eurokrem, comics from Dečje novine, dishes from Metalac, shirts from Rudnik. These are some of important products made in this region. During the last decade, economy of this town has improved, so companies from Milanovac became the biggest exports in this part of Serbia. The prosperous history left numerous monuments in every corner of this municipality. 2 most important dynasties in Serbian history, Obrenović and Karađorđević, are connected with this area. This is cultural monument of remarkable significance. At this place, under the biggest oak tree, the Second Serbian uprising started in 1815. Numerous exhibits in the Museum of Second Serbian Uprising tell us much about Serbian Revolution. The first court is situated near Gornji Milanovac in Gornje Crnoća. At this place, Duke Miloš built a house for his family in 1814. The famous meeting, important for the Serbian people, was held in this old building in 1815. The monastery of Račevšnica, endowment of Radić Postupović, is nearby. Duke Miloš moved the remains of his mother Višnja from Brusnica and buried them in monastery port. The monastery of Vujen was renewed on the foundation of the medieval monastery of Brovin. The first Miloš's endowment was the monastery of Sveti Sava in Savinac, where mother of Duke Milan Obrenović and 5 brothers of Princess Ljubica were buried. The last endowment of Duke Miloš is in Gornji Milanovac, the Church of the Holy Trinity. Its construction started in 1860 and it was finished during the reign of Duke Mihailo in 1862. In the hard times of Ottoman rule, people built modest wooden churches. The Church of St. George in Takovo is one of the most famous because it is related to the events of the uprising period. After the collapse of the first Serbian uprising, Miloš Obrenović decided to stay in Serbia. In 1815, after divine service, Miloš announced to the people that they are going to go into new battle against the Turks. The people from Rudnik district built a castle in Takovo for the King Aleksandar Obrenović and the Queen Draga. It was burned to the ground in 1916. The things from the castle, which were conserved and kept in the museum of Rudnik Takovo district, along with the gifts by the will from Nastasijević brothers, Lazić family and Broža Prodanović. What gives a special charm to this area are mountains that surround it. With its highest peak at 1,132 meters, the mountain Rudnik dominates. Here one can find traces of ancient Rome, Byzantium, medieval Serbian state and the Turkish times. Because of its excellent climatic conditions, in 1922 Rudnik was declared as air spa. Ravna Gora is the big plateau with a lot of pasture ground and beech forest, 720 meters above sea level. Koštunići are located on the southern slope of Mount Suobor, in the basin of 4 rivers. This village is a real ecological oasis with its incredible environmental and landscape values. And this place received the highest award from the Tourist Organization of Serbia, Tourist Flower, for the best arranged ethnic village in 2003. Norwegian house is among the sites of Gornji Milanovac. As a combination of a Viking ship and an old Serbian house, it represents friendship of the Serbian and Norwegian people. The memorial park, the Hill of Peace, should be mentioned too. It stretches over 4 acres, and there we can see a lot of marks from the Second World War. Rich heritage and mild climate had a great influence on the development of rural tourism, which began at the end of the last century. Healthy environment, pleasant atmosphere, traditional Serbian cuisine, healthy food, active recreation in the countryside, ethnographic and other cultural and historical values have all contributed to this area in order to form its own unique tourist offer. 85 houses in 27 villages are engaged in rural tourism. This number of tourists is increasing every day, and foreigners show their interest in villages of Rudnik Takovo district. The importance of the education can be seen from the fact that Gornji Milanovac has 7 elementary schools, 3 secondary schools and 3 kindergartens, and it is planned to open a university. Sport is also very important in this town. There are more than 40 active sport clubs, and footballers, volleyball players, handball players, athletes and shooters fill the shelves in their clubs with many gold medals and cups. A new modern football stadium, which will bring up future champions in this town, is being built near the sports center Breza. The amateur scene is also very rich. There are 2 folk dance groups and 1 theater. For the last several years, many cultural manifestations has been held. The International Biennale of Miniature Art takes place every second year, and the artists from all over the world take part in it. Art colonies are organized in memory of Mina Vukomanović Karadžić and Nastasijevich Days in honor of 4 gifted brothers from Milanovac. Serbia World Music Festival takes place at the end of August and attracts thousands of young people. There is also a short film festival along with the Children's Theatre Festival. The cultural scene in Milanovac is much the same as the cultural scene in much bigger cities. With its modern infrastructure, with gas line, aqueduct, regulated traffic and system for purifying wastewater, and construction of a new industrial zone along the new highway road that will pass through 7 villages, town of Milanovac provides a way of modern age that is conceived in this town as far as Serbia is concerned.